Hey everybody. So, I want to talk about teams that are playing very, very well on home ice, but not so much on the road. So these are teams that have significantly better home records than their away records, and they're teams that you do not want to go to their building, but if they come to you, you have a much higher chance of winning. And there's a solid number of teams, especially a lot from the Eastern Conference, with records like this. Their home records are fantastic, and their away records are just not very good. So let's get right into it here. First up is Montreal. Montreal is 6-3-1 on home ice, so well above 500, playing good hockey on home ice. Yet when they go on the road, they're only 3-2-2, so they're one loss away from being a 500 team on the road. So they are a team that likes to play at Bell Center and wants to be on home ice because they play much better in Montreal than they do anywhere else. Boston 6-2-0 on the road or on at home. Very very good record at TD Garden. Get them on the road though, and they're a 500 hockey team. 3-3-2 away from Boston. Very average record on the road, very, very good record at home. Buffalo, very, very similar situation. Buffalo and Boston are really playing similar hockey right now. Buffalo's 5-2-1 at home, which is a very good record, certainly a winning record, and for Buffalo, that Buffalo's off to a really good start, especially for what they've been the last few years. They're a significantly improved team. But you get them on the road, and like Boston, they're only a 500 team, 4-4-1 on the road. So they like to play at home and play much better at home. Washington's not off to a great start this year. There's definitely been a little bit of a Stanley Cup hangover, and I think a lot of people expected that. And even I thought they were going to have a rough first month and a half of the season. And that's how it's turned out. I expect them to turn it around as we get towards Thanksgiving, and certainly by Christmas. I think Washington will be back to being the Washington we all expect them to be. But so far this season, they've struggled a little bit, and a lot of that has been their road record. They're 5-2-2 at home. Nothing wrong with that. That's a pretty good record. But away from home, they are under 500. They're 2-3-1 outside of Washington, and that needs to improve if they're going to be a top two team in the Metro Division again this year. Ottawa off to a little bit better of a start than I think anyone expected because they're not in dead last. They're not even really close to being in dead last. They're a 500 team, which is much better than what I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be a team that would be lucky to win 30 games this year. And they've been a lot better than that. They've already won 7. So, Ottawa, they're 5-3-2 at home. Very respectable record there. But when you get them on the road, there's a huge decline. 2-4-1 on the road outside of Ottawa. So they play much better on home ice. New Jersey, this is the biggest discrepancy in the entire league. This is a prime example of a home ice advantage and a team that plays great on home ice but cannot play on the road. And that's what New Jersey's been so far this year. They're 5-1-1 at home. Great record. They look like a playoff team. They look like a really good team. And then you get them on the road, and they look like the worst team in the league. They're 1-6-0 on the road. Only one road win so far this season. New Jersey cannot make the playoffs if this is what their season's going to be like, because they will end up a 500 hockey team, which is about what they are now, and that doesn't get you in the playoffs in the NHL. So they need to continue playing great on home ice, and they're 5-1-1 right now, and they look great when they play in New Jersey. But that 1-6 road record is going to kill them if that continues. So they have got to find a way to start winning some games on the road. Now switching over to the Western Conference, not nearly as many of these large discrepancies with teams in the West. Minnesota has yet to lose in regulation on home ice. They're 5-0-2. They have not lost a 60-minute game on home ice yet this year. But when you get them on the road, they're 5-4-0, 5-4. Um, much closer to a 500 hockey team. So Minnesota has a huge home ice advantage and plays much better in Minnesota than anywhere else. Dallas is 6-2-1 on home ice. They play great in Dallas, and they look like a really good team. And then you get them on the road, and they're 3-4-1, basically a 500 hockey team, and just not nearly as good. And lastly, Winnipeg, and this isn't surprising given Winnipeg has a great home ice advantage. They have a great building, a great crowd. Winnipeg for the last couple of years have always been a great home team. Last year they were great on the road as well, and their home ice advantage certainly significantly helped them, but they also played pretty well on the road. Winnipeg this year 6-2-1 at home, only 3-3 on the road, so they need to get that road record a little bit better. Winnipeg is currently sitting in a wild card spot. This is a team that over the course of this full season I expect to be top 2 in the Central Division. So they need to get that road record better. Their home record is absolutely fine. They play really, really well at MTS Center. So these are teams that play much better on home ice than they do on the road. And next I will do teams that are playing much better on the road than they do at home. And I expect that list to be a little bit shorter because generally you're better at home than on the road. But there are some teams this year that are playing much better away from home than they do on home ice. And hint, a lot of them are pretty good teams, which is really interesting. So we'll do that video next. That's it for this one. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. Check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support Off the Wall Hockey, the link to our Patreon page is also in the description. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.